Welcome to the Wind Sustainability Series. This is episode number 6, Cruise. In this episode, we will review the operational recommendations that will help to reduce fuel consumption and CO2 emissions during the cruise phase. How? Mainly by flying at the right speed and at the optimum flight level. So I will talk about optimum speed, then optimum flight level, and finish with a weather data update. Let's start with the optimum speed. Before getting into details, a short definition. The cruise phase starts when reaching the cruise flight level, alt cruise mode engages, and ends when there is no more steep descent ahead, if any. The descent is initiated and the distance to the destination is less than 200 nautical miles. What is the optimum speed? When there is no ATC guidance and no time or speed constraint, the optimum speed is the econ speed or Mach. The FMS computes the optimum target speed, econ speed Mach, using the cruise flight level, gross weight, wind and temperature models, performance factor, and cost index. Cost index 0 corresponds to the minimum fuel consumption, maximum range. Cost index 999 corresponds to the minimum flight time, maximum speed. For more information, please refer to the wind video about cost index. So, how can we fly at econ speed? The flight crew should engage the managed speed mode. However, in the case of a time constraint, the flight crew should use the RTA function of the FMS. What if I do not fly managed speed? For example, on a two-lane aircraft, flying faster by only 0.01 Mach number can increase the fuel consumption by up to 2.6% and consequently emit more CO2. Now, let's have a look at the optimum flight level. The optimum flight level is the most economical flight level for a given cost index. How is it computed? The computation of the optimum flight level takes into account the aircraft weight, but also the temperature and winds. Is it the same for the entire flight? During cruise, the optimum flight level is continuously updated and changes with the aircraft weight, external temperature and winds. Therefore, the flight crew should monitor and fly as close as possible to the optimum flight level. From a more global point of view, the flight crew should have a tactical management of the flight path by negotiating direct segment with ATC when appropriate, anticipating weather conditions, and by planning the best step climb strategy in accordance with the expected ATC constraint. For example, if altitude changes are difficult to obtain on this route, it can be advantageous to request an initial cruise altitude above the optimum flight level. Just one remark. The computation of the optimum flight level considers the wind entries done by the pilot at different altitude and waypoints. For example, wind entries done for the previous cruise flight level may impact the new optimum flight level. Therefore, the optimum flight level is only consistent if the flight crew enters an accurate profile of wind and temperature. Let's see this in detail. In flight, the FMS combines the measured wind at the present position and forecast wind to compute the wind ahead of the aircraft, following some rules. This is transparent to the flight crew. The FMS also defines a temperature profile using a reference temperature profile, the entered tropopause altitude, and measured and entered static air temperatures. So, what do the flight crew need to do? The flight crew should ensure that the last weather data is downloaded without delay via cars, when available. When the aircraft reaches the cruise flight level and at least before each step climb, the flight crew should ensure that the observed wind, temperature and flight plan agrees with the computerized flight plan. Then, the flight crew should update the tropopause, but also the wind and temperature at waypoints when there is a difference of 1000 feet tropopause altitude or 30 degrees wind direction or 30 knots wind velocity or 5 degrees temperature. If not done via cars, they should insert wind and temperature for 4 different flight levels to indicate the real wind and temperature profile. What happens if I do not update the data and fly below the real optimum flight level? For example, on a twin-engine aircraft, flying 2000 feet below the optimum flight level can increase the fuel consumption by 1.2% and consequently emits more CO2 into the atmosphere. To summarize, to have the best performance, fly the optimum flight level at managed speed and above all, insert accurate weather data. Additional details are available in your Flight Crew Operating Manual and Flight Crew Techniques Manual. Thank you for watching this episode of the Wind Sustainability series. Stay tuned for more on how to reduce fuel consumption and CO2 emissions during the other phases of the flight.